morning and welcome to the channel. Today we've got another little bit for you, a little bit of a mod for you, but not so much of a mod as a preventative measures kind of modification. It's a preventative maintenance kind of thing, you know. It's a supporting mod kind of. So let's go ahead and get into that. First stop, we're gonna head down to Ford and we're gonna get some Ford coolant. She's looking a little busy today. And keep those "yeah, because it's a Ford dealership" comments at bay. I know what you guys are thinking. Just left Ford. I'm on my way over to my buddy's place where we're going to be doing this job here. But first off, always got to stop at Horton's. There's no other way.
Well, first one, so you can order booster ready.
Can I get 2 extra large triples with dome lids, please?
Anything else?
And I'll get a extra large steep tea triple as well, please. With a dome lid too.
And did you need a drink tray?
No, that's fine.
It's gonna go to $6.90.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that one. Thank you.
I need steep tea, triple.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Have a good day. Alright, I'm all set up here at Mike's place and we're about to start tearing into the engine. The intake's out, coolant's drained. Took this T out for the EGR cooler, put a straight line in, and another hose come out. Can't remember which one that was. This one's coming out. We're gonna install these ones and take out the cooler. This bumper makes a really good fucking step. Well, I feel it's safe to say we've drained a little more coolant than we needed to, eh? Yep. Right, if you guys recall my last video, or one of my previous videos about the EGR and DPF delete, this is just an example of the EGR up pipe and what exactly goes on in there. Not sure if you can see in there, but it's completely full of soot. That comes out of the EGR. And regardless whether you're deleted or stock, if you keep the EGR in, that's what it's going to end up looking like. And the EGR was cut off at, when did we do that DPF delete? I think it was at like 10,000 kilometers. I was about 10,000 kilometers when Mike did my DPF delete, and so nothing should have been going through here since then. So we'll say that's 10,000 kilometers worth of soot buildup in just one of the EGR up pipes. That's pretty fucking gross. That's one of the reasons you want to delete this shit. Alright guys, so we've basically got the whole EGR delete done. Plugged in these wires here, getting the batteries put on. Just need to tighten down the block off plates and the probe, and she's about done. Got the coolant reroute hoses here. Another one that goes back behind the fender liner. That one's for the heater core. You can see that's still a little loose on there. Just gotta tighten those up. And that's EGR delete. Alright guys, it is still a beautiful, smoky, Cranbrook windy day, and my absolute performance EGR delete is complete thanks to Mike. I really appreciate it, all the work he did. It was a hell of a job. It was like you guys seen how big the EGR is and all the hoses and everything have to come out and all the bolts at the very back that have to come out. And those of you familiar with the 6.7 Egr Delete will know that it's pretty common to break manifold studs, and we were lucky enough that we did not break one bolt on the truck. So no drilling, no nothing. It was just unbolt, drain coolant, make a mess, get filthy, get the EGR out, put on the block off plates, and insert my probe, and all done. So that's I refilled up all the coolant. We lost about 18 liters. We just weren't expecting to lose so much from the heater core. But now that it's all refilled and ready to go, I've had it running and the coolant levels are proper, the pH is normal, and it's, like I said, it's all done. So if you guys want to see, let's take a look. So we got my Absolute Performance cold air intake here with 8-inch filter and a pre-filter, of course. And then we'll go over here. It says Absolute Performance on it, and if you remember before, there's all these hoses and everything in the way, and look how much space that leaves. So I got my Absolute Performance block off plate with the website written on it below there. If you're Canadian, I suggest you go through Azeri Dumont, who sent me this package. It's perfect, works great. So I got that block off plate there. Then there's this block off plate here. It has the Absolute Performance logo on it. Then this block off plate down there, and that's the one that everybody snaps bolts on. And we were fortunate enough to not snap a single bolt. Like I said, just look how much more room that clears up, and you can see the turbo. Turbo's back in there. And yeah, it's a very clean kit. Here's Absolute Performance coolant reroute hose. It comes down under the intake and down over there. And there's another coolant reroute hose that comes here, and it goes back by the firewall. And for the that's for the heater core. Sorry, there's helicopters flying all over this area lately. Not sure if you can see that. I'll zoom in maybe. So that one goes back to the heater core, and then there was another one here. This had a T in it. I believe it's that hose. It had a T in it, and then the T came out obviously, and we put in like a brass connector for that, I believe it was. So that's all included in the kit. Everything you need is included in the kit, and if it's not included, then it's a factory part that goes back on, like bolts and whatnot. So yeah, the EGR is out, and you guys saw what it looked like inside the EGR up pipes. It was pretty gross. So yeah, there we have it. The EGR Delete is finally complete. Before I had it just unplugged, but unplugging it isn't the best solution. It isn't a good long-term solution. Like Mike and I were talking about earlier, we deleted the DPF around 10,000 kilometers on this truck, and now there's 75,000 on it. So 65,000 kilometers on the EGR unplugged, and it is out of there. I don't have to worry about that failing anymore. It's cheap insurance. The kit was about $300 Canadian, give or take, and some change, but I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it was around the 300 mark. So there you have it. That's the EGR Delete and DPF Delete. My truck is now officially completely 110% deleted. All I need to do now is I'm going to be doing a CCV reroute. Mike, if you're watching this, you'll probably end up doing that too. If you want anyways. So yeah, big shout out to Mike doing this for me in his driveway, which is awesome. You know, didn't break any bolts. It was basically painless. And yeah, it's much better. You can actually, without that EGR there, you can actually hear the turbo a little bit more too. You can hear the spool up without all that sound deadening stuff in the way. So yeah, there we have it. EGR and DPF are 100% deleted, and I couldn't be happier. The Absolute Performance kit is very seamless, very easy to install. The instructions aren't as clear as some other EGR deletes, as Mike was saying, but nonetheless, it was a pretty simple install. The instructions said that it'll take about 3.5 to 4.5, maybe 5 hours.
And this is Mike's first 2015 to 2016 Powerstroke Egr Delete, and we had it licked up in 2.5 hours, all said and done, out of the door. So that was fairly quick, and I'm really happy with it. Nothing went wrong, and Mike's unbroken EGR bolt streak continues. So if you guys like this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. There'll be much more than this going on. We are going to be doing a lot more under the hood here. It is going to get cleaned up crazily. Like, I'm going to do the high flow intake kit, so all this plastic shit you see, that's gone. That's going to be out of here. I just got to save up my pennies for that kit. I'm going to be doing traction bars right away. New set of headlights. I'm going to be doing... This build is far from complete. Some of you from yesterday's video might have gotten the wrong idea. I said my truck was complete. It is not complete. There is a lot that's going to be going into this truck, from internals to maybe compound turbos, high flow intake, you name it. This truck is going to be putting down some ponies. She's going to be daily driven, and she's going to be my tow pig, so stay tuned. The next thing on the list, I'm not entirely sure right now, to be completely honest. I would very much like to do a cold side pipe, but if I do the high flow intake piping kit, getting rid of all this plastic stuff on top, then the cold side pipe comes with that. So maybe I'll wait until that comes, or wait till my cold side pipe decides to pop, and then I'll do it. But definitely gonna be doing that high flow intake piping kit, the polished steel, and maybe get it painted in the future. But there's a lot to come with this truck. There's going to be plenty of modifications. I'm thinking stacks. What does everybody think about stacks? And before you say, oh, stacks are gay, mine will serve a purpose if they do get put on the truck. Just for hauling the trailer, hooking up the trailer, and for working off the truck so the exhaust isn't in my face. I don't particularly like the look of stacks, but it will serve a purpose, and if it's a little bit less headache for me, then I'm going to go ahead and do it. But I want to hear some opinions on that, and like I said, like, share, subscribe, comment, and remember guys, when in doubt, throttle out.